Michael, this is an interesting one along the fighting community. 2 XKO's long combos have players torn. This is Connor McCarr over VG247. The 2 XKO, dude, I still can't stand the title. I really have a hard time with it. Alpha test is well underway and is expected players by digging into it and uncovering all manner of nasty combos and dastardly tech. However, through this journey on Twitter clip exploration, a question has risen to the top of the general 2XKO discussion. Are overly long combos any fun? And should they have a home in 2XKO? By overlapping, I'm referring to those eye-watering combos that weave between characters, sometimes linking multiple supers together, that leaves the victim locked into a period of helplessness as their opponent styles on them for ages. For some, this ability to pull off 15+ second combo is where the juice is, where all expression of mastery can be found. For others, being able to take your hands off the controller and check Twitter mid-match isn't exactly riveting. which is fair, right? The debate is playing out online. On one side, those who feel these long periods of essentially downtime aren't great for the game. Game developer Keats from Iron Galaxy brought in his own research, which found that 6 to 8 seconds of downtime is where frustration starts to bubble up. Whereas others, like influencer, I'm going to say Cosmo Marcus, have spoken up about how fundamental overcoming this feeling is the fighting game experience. The idea you're meant to lose a lot for a while, and pushing through that feeling is how fighting games become rewarding. It's kind of, let me put a reference to this. It's like a Souls-like, Michael, right? You break down that barrier and then you're like, boom, now I got it, right? Like it just clicks, and that's how you get through it. It's an interesting take, right? How long is too long, Michael? You're not a fighting guy, so I'm interested to see what you even think.
I'll be honest, I kind of side with Cosmonaut Marcus here, right? I think that from the most part, and from my limited fighting game knowledge, these insane combos that you see the clips of, they take a lot to pull off, right? It's not like every game you hop in and some guy's juggling you for 15 seconds, you can't play the game. You kind of have to set it up. You have to catch your guard down. You have to miss the guard or the dodge, whatever, on their super to start the combos. So if you fall for all of that, you let them set it up, you don't block it, I'll be honest, you kind of deserve it. And I side with Cosmonaut there. It's one of those where it's like, all right, now let me get better. Let me get better for that next game. I can understand, if you, as long as you get finished early, that's the thing, right? If it's like you can get juggled at 1% and they can juggle you forever, then sure, let's let that one stop. I don't need to be juggled for 70 hits while I've already been dead just so they can show off, right? But yeah. Again, with limited fighting game knowledge, even I have, for the most part, been able to avoid those one-shot combos. And when I have been hit, I'm like, yeah, this is annoying, but I'm like, yeah, I kind of set myself up for that, right? I was going in against somebody who's styling on me, so I'm fine with it for now. But we'll see. I can see why players would get upset. And this fighting game is in this weird spot of it's got to hit the League of Legends players who want to get sucked into League of Legends, and it's got to hit the fighting game, so I can understand if we go more casual to keep those League of Legends fans involved for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a balance act here, right? In how they got to play this off. Can you keep going in the combos? I'm obviously from a Mortal Kombat background, so I'm looking to, back forward and then pull off and then continue on and wait for the timing to keep my juggle going. And then they introduced cameos this year too, so I'm able to swap out, continue my combo. So again, it's the same kind of strategy going on here because 2XKO has the ability to play off of two different characters. How long is too long? Do you scare off the casual gamer who's looking to get into this, who comes from a League background and goes, man, I'll check this out, this thing looks cool? Or do you go, you know what, forget it, we're going to dive in, go right for the fighting community. They're the ones who probably, honestly, going to keep this game alive anyways. I think that's your strategy. Yeah, if you can pull in somebody from League of Legends who is a fan and wants to check it out, then that's even better. But I don't think if you're playing League, dude, you're playing League. I don't know if you're going to get sucked in and pulled over to a fighting game. If you're into fighting games, then I think that's where the interest comes in. This is where I'm starting to learn about League, right? For me, somebody who's never been into a League, dude, Arcane, incredible series. I can't wait for the season 2 to come out. And now this is here as well. I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to learn some of these characters and go, okay, this is cool. What is next? I'm a fighting guy. fan. I love the genre. We'll see how they pull it off, right? He goes on here and says, quote, we are seeing a ton of really creative things, but I want to underscore that super long periods of low to zero agency is undesirable. Thank you to all of the extremely talented lab monsters out there for giving us a lot of that to look at. We have work to do here, so you can expect the game to improve in this area in the future. End quote. They're listening. Michael, that's the biggest key, right? Riot's listening. I think they need to be paying attention so they have a long-term plan to pull this off in the end and really keep this game alive. Can they do it? We'll see. They came to EVO this year, had pretty good turnout. Dude, the more I saw, the more I was in. We want to hear from you, though. ITGTV.com.